Coming up next on Newswatch.
Weed on the ballot. Ohioans will vote on whether to legalize marijuana for both medical and recreational use. University spending. Ohio University's athletic revenue has people questioning how athletics spends their money.
And in sports, Ohio softball welcomes Ohio State. Find out how they are faring when Newswatch starts right now.
Broadcasting live from WOUB TV in Athens. This is Newswatch.
After an investigation in Vinton County, 4 people are behind bars. Good evening, I'm Catherine Blaine. Thanks for joining us. A release from the Vinton County Sheriff's Office says Paul Jarvis and Brandon Hamilton were 2 of the people arrested in yesterday's drug raid. Deputies had warrants related to alleged narcotics trafficking. Officials found Jarvis separate from the other 3. Jan and Ronald Barney are also charged. After being taken into custody, the 4 were taken to the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail to await bond hearing. The Sheriff's Office stated that more charges could be filed at a later date as the investigation continues. And an amendment to legalize medical marijuana is now ruled a single ballot issue here in Ohio. That means there will not be a different bill for medical marijuana and industrial hemp. They will be included in one bill. The amendment to the Ohio Constitution would give Ohio adults the right to use marijuana. The state would also be able to regulate and tax marijuana production. To get it on the ballot, supporters need to collect over 300,000 valid signatures, and the completed petition must be submitted to the Ohio Secretary of State by the beginning of July. And in other marijuana news, the House Select Committee on Marijuana is meeting today for the very first time. Ohio House leaders have pledged to send the recently introduced legalization bill to the state Senate by the end of the month. The proposed legislation would allow certified doctors to prescribe edible patches, plant material, and oils, and local communities could opt out of hosting dispensaries under the plan. A lawsuit against Ohio's Secretary of State has been dismissed. The lawsuit came about by a group aimed at controlling prescription drug prices. Supporters of the Drug Price Relief Act sued John Husted after he ordered a review of their petition signatures. Backers say the delay hurt their chances of getting the issue on the ballot this fall. The judge found that the supporters couldn't show sufficient harm. And Ohio University's athletic department made nearly $29 million in 2015. But most of that money came from fees charged to students instead of revenue from ticket sales. WOUB reporter Triana Connolly spoke with one faculty member who thinks that the priorities of the university should change.
We are spending money on something that we cannot afford to be spending money on.
The total revenue from sporting events on campus last year went up nearly $100 million. This may seem like an amazing increase, but is Ohio University actually losing money?
We're losing money if we're putting money into something which either has not been identified as a university priority.
Most of the revenue in 2015 came from undergraduate tuition, distributed to the athletic department.
Many other needs at the university, among the highest of those needs are scholarships for students to make the education more affordable.
But while fees from tuition have increased, ticket sales from games have decreased about $250,000 from 2014. The athletic department spent around $27 million last year, more than half of that to pay coaches and fund scholarships to student athletes.
You know, I think it's ridiculous that a university of our size and that plays at our level is spending well over $500,000 a year to pay two coaches' salary. And I believe what they really need to be doing to save students money is to give out fewer scholarships, maybe sort of at the bottom of that range, and then spend the resources and the time and the effort they put into fundraising, trying to raise money for scholarships for athletes.
Reporting for Newswatch at noon, I'm Triana Connolly.
McLaughlin hopes in the future there will be a discussion on campus to figure out what the university community believes is an appropriate level of spending. And it's been 18 months since the Union Street fire, and businesses are starting to see progress in reconstruction. The Union Bar has made a lot of progress since the fire. A foundation is finished and interior work is about to begin. They're using as much repurposed wood and materials as possible in the design process. Owner Eric Gunn says that progress is being made, but it's a long and tiresome journey to getting the Union to open again.
You can't really rush the process. It just takes as long as it takes, and that's I've learned to be patient, and that's sort of the main reason why that we haven't set a date or anything like that, because until all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, it's a guess.
Gunn says once he knows a date, he'll let locals know. The Ohio Supreme Court will be at Meigs High School tomorrow. This is part of the court's twice-a-year off-site court program. The court will hear oral arguments beginning at 9 a.m. in 3 different cases. Chief Justice Maureen O'Connor says the program helps educate the public about the justice system. Local high school students will also be a part of the session and will get the chance to converse with the Supreme Court. We'll have that story tomorrow on Newswatch. And family and friends in Columbus were joined by police officers from across the country as they said final goodbyes to an officer killed in the line of duty. Funeral services for 54-year-old Officer Stephen Smith were held this morning in Westerville. More than 1,000 mourners attended the ceremony to remember the 27-year veteran career of the Columbus Division police officer. Outside of the church, more than 24 SWAT vehicles from various agencies in the state line the exterior of the church.
Good evening and welcome to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Ananda Harris. Another beautiful day today in the Ohio Valley region, but with highs reaching the 80s through much of the region, it has seemed more like summer than spring the past few days. We will see a cool down later this week, but more on that in a bit. Right now we are finishing off the day in Athens at 77 degrees, a fairly pleasant evening. Nice cloudy sky, partly cloudy skies, but we won't see any precipitation as we go overnight. And we'll still stay pretty warm throughout the evening hours, only dropping down to 57 degrees by midnight tonight. By 4 a.m. we'll reach 51 degrees, and in Athens tonight our low will be 50 degrees. Across the region, temperatures tonight all fairly mild, 47 degrees the low up in Columbus, 44 over in Cambridge, a little bit warmer down south at 53 in Ironton and Ripley. And we'll see some clouds overnight, but again, no precipitation forecasted for the region tonight. And tomorrow we'll heat back up and have highs pretty similar to today. Over to you, Catherine.
Thanks, Ananda. Hey, that summer-like weather really has me excited for this summer. So while one Athens Fest season has come to a close, another one is just beginning. WOUB's Caitlin Roman takes a look at some of the events happening in Athens this summer.
Students head home for the summer, and the bricks of Athens become alive with long-standing Athens summer traditions. The 11th annual Ohio Brew Week, the first week-long beer festival in the United States, is set for July 15th to the 23rd. At this week-long event, craft beers from over 26 different breweries in Ohio showcase their beers. Last night, Athens City Council approved a few ordinances for Ohio Brew Week, including one to close a portion of Court Street, one to suspend a rule about unnecessary noise in the downtown area, and one to allow vending in a designated area. Other events happening in Athens this summer: the Nelsonville Music Festival, a unique music festival in the rolling hills of southeast Ohio, will be held June 2nd to the 5th. The event is held on the campus of Hocking College. A one-day community music and arts festival held on the bricks of Court Street, Boogie on the Bricks, will take place in June. Entrance is free and there will be a kids area. The 164th Athens County Fair will also be taking place in August. The academic year may be coming to a close in Athens, but the upcoming summer events are just beginning. Reporting for WOUB News, I'm Caitlin Roman.
Thanks, Caitlin. Now, Newswatch won't air during the summer, but follow us at WOUB.org for pictures and stories from all of these events. New Yorkers, including 2 presidential candidates, are flooding to the polls to cast their primary vote. One candidate has some new changes to his campaign staff, and people in Ecuador are beginning to clean up following their deadly earthquake. These stories and more when Newswatch returns.
Really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open. You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Voters in New York are taking to the primary ballots today. New Yorkers Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are the favorites to win. However, Republicans Governor John Kasich and Senator Ted Cruz are trying to keep Trump's share of the vote below 50%, limiting the number of delegates he can secure. On the Democratic side, Senator Bernie Sanders is also seeking an upset. Sanders has narrowed the lead to as little as 10 points in recent polls. However, Clinton remains confident in her home state.
Feels great, and I am so excited about both campaigning here in New York, voting here in New York, and I love New York, and this has been a joy during the last 2 weeks to be here all over the state.
Voting will remain open until 9 p.m. We'll have the results of that race tomorrow on Newswatch. Donald Trump may be favored to win today, but his campaign has hit a bit of a speed bump. Trump's national field director, Stuart Jolly, resigned yesterday. This came after a meeting over the weekend in which Trump gave more power to recently hired senior staffers. Jolly says he wasn't pushed out and encouraged his field staff to stay with the Trump campaign. National Political Director Rick Willey now takes charge of the campaign's ground operation. Relief after a disaster. The Ecuadorian army is helping victims of this past weekend's 7.8 magnitude earthquake. The quake victims in need are receiving food, water, and even mattresses. The Ecuadorian government is reporting that at least 480 people have died and 2,500 more are injured. On Wall Street today, stocks are closing mostly higher as energy and mining companies gain. A local home provides support for adults working to cope with mental illness. That story still ahead.
And we've seen some very warm weather this week. When will temperatures return to normal? Plus, is there some rain in the current forecast? All that plus your extended forecast coming up on Newswatch.
The body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Welcome back to the Newswatch Weather Center. I'm Ananda Harris. We're finishing off the day here in Athens at 77 degrees. Very pleasant evening. A few clouds more roll in tonight, but right now it's pretty nice outside. Across the region, temperatures all fairly nice. 70 degrees over in Chillicothe, a little bit cooler. Down in Ironton, though, we are finishing off the day at 80 degrees. Feels like a summer evening here. And looking at our almanac for today, we actually were pretty near the record high today. Got up to 81 degrees here in Athens, the record high 89. For our low today, though, we were well above that record at 25 degrees. We were right around normal, 46 degrees for our low this morning. The normal this time of year, 43 degrees. Here's our precipcast showing us a slight cold front move through, which will drop temperatures tomorrow to the mid-70s, so not quite as hot as the last couple days, but we should still stay clear overnight with a high pressure down to our south, allowing nice clear skies, no precipitation tonight or tomorrow, but we do see this low pressure system starting to push eastward, and with that we may see a few lingering showers start tomorrow evening, go through the night, and then on Thursday we will get a chance for thunderstorms associated with that system. Overnight tonight, though, we'll stay pretty warm, dropping down to 57 degrees by midnight, 51 degrees by 4 a.m., and we'll hit a low of 50 degrees tonight here in Athens. Partly cloudy. We're going to have winds out of the northeast, but nothing too windy, so it will feel like a fairly pleasant evening. Across the region, temperatures all in the 40s and 50s tonight. 47 degrees the low tonight in Columbus, 46 over in New Martinsville, and 53 down in Ripley and Ironton. Tomorrow morning will be just a little bit above our low for the overnight at 51 degrees for our bus stop forecast, so a little bit chilly, but we'll have dry conditions, so don't worry about sending your kids off with a raincoat. And as we go through the day tomorrow, we'll heat up pretty quickly, getting to 71 degrees by noon and 76 degrees our high by 4 p.m. And tomorrow it'll be pretty nice again, a few clouds throughout the day, but no rain until the evening. Across the region, temperatures tomorrow all in the 70s. Our warmest tomorrow down 79 down here in Ironton, so pretty warm for them again. And looking at our 7-day, temperatures will drop on Thursday as that cold front moves through, the high of 73 degrees and that chance for some showers and thunderstorms. And as we go into Friday, we'll still have a chance for some showers hanging around, but those should clear out for the weekend. Highs will be in the low 70s on Saturday, but we'll heat back up on Sunday to 78 degrees, and then 80 are high on Monday before a second cold front moves through late Monday night, giving us a high of 73 degrees on Tuesday with another slight chance for some showers and maybe a rumble of thunder. Over to you, Catherine.
Thanks a lot, Ananda. Now, the Gathering Place will celebrate its 40th anniversary next week. The facility has been a home away from home for those struggling with mental illness ever since those services ceased at the Ridges. WOUB reporter Michaela Marshall has more on how the Gathering Place has been serving its clients for nearly 4 decades.
Games, music, art are just some of the activities members participate in at the Gathering Place. This house on Congress is a safe, home-like space in Athens, open to any person in treatment coping with mental illness.
They come to the Gathering Place for peer-to-peer support, meaningful activity, a sense of ownership and empowerment.
To the members, the Gathering Place means more than the meals, field trips, fun, and games the home offers.
How would you describe this place to someone who's never been here?
I would invite them to come experience it for themselves.
It's a very homely, family-type atmosphere.
While members receive help in all aspects of their life, volunteers also have a lot to gain from the Gathering Place.
I came in, just sat down with a member one day, and we talked for a few hours, and I didn't realize that my time was up because we were just having a good time. We have similar experiences in life. We've done similar things, been similar places.
Social work students at Ohio University are required to complete service hours, but for some, even after their hours are complete, they stick around at the Gathering Place because of the bond they formed with the members here.
I was coughing. A couple of members came up to me like, "Hey, you okay? Like, you need to do anything, go anywhere, get some soup." Like, they were trying to give me some advice on how to start feeling better, and they're very supportive.
One member says he wishes he would have found this support sooner.
Had I known this was here, say, 5 years ago, or even 10 years ago, I would have been here then.
The Gathering Place hopes to become more visible in Athens. Next Thursday, an open house will showcase its renovations and celebrate its 40th anniversary. Now, Carter, over to you in sports.
Ohio softball just wrapped up Game 1 of its doubleheader against Ohio State. Find out who won that game. Plus, the baseball team has started its one-game series with Morehead State. Stick around to see if the Cats are on top next on Newswatch. And stay tuned to WOUB. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us. Ohio University students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus, in our school, and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always a Bobcat.
The student body here at Ohio University absolutely is a family.
The students support one another.
You become this unit, this big, friendly family unit.
There's this connectedness.
You feel a part of something.
Driving in on the highway and just seeing the red bricks and the trees again, it's just like coming back home.
There's great students, great professors.
You just walk around campus and think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I go here.
I feel like I matter in the community, and I feel like I matter here at Ohio University.
It's home. Athens is home. My professors really care. They care about my grades, they care about my opportunities, they care about my experiences, they want me to succeed.
They give those opportunities to the students.
My professors have been extremely approachable.
Literally, their door is always open.
You can go to them with pretty much anything.
Everyone knows your first and your last name and where you sit in the classroom.
I really never feel like I'm being talked down to or just being taught material. I always feel like I'm having a conversation.
And they want to share those opportunities and those experiences with us.
Welcome back. I'm Carter Eckel. Ohio baseball plays host to Morehead State today. The Cats have Michael Klein on the hill and will look to continue their stretch of winning midweek games. The first pitch was thrown around 6 o'clock, and Ohio currently leads 5-0 in the top of the third. The Eagles have been letting their bats speak so far this season as their offense has mashed 37 home runs and has 261 RBI. Tyler Finkler knocked in 2 runs to put the Cats up 5-0 in the second inning. Ohio softball plays 2 in Athens today against the rival from up north, the Ohio State Buckeyes. The first pitch in Game 1 was at 4 o'clock this afternoon, and it couldn't have been much closer. 0-0 heading into the 6th, and Ohio State pulled a little trickery. A perfect suicide squeeze scored the game's only run as the Buckeyes snuck out on top 1-0. Game 2 is just now getting underway. And it won't get any easier for the Cats after today as they travel to Dayton for another doubleheader tomorrow. First pitch of Game 1 is scheduled for 4 o'clock. The Athens Bulldogs run-ruled the, at the time, undefeated Meigs Marauders last night. 11-1. Bulldog Junior pitcher Brody Rogers allowed 1 run on 3 hits in 5 innings of work. Athens combined for 14 hits before the game was called in the 5th. Elsewhere in the TVC, Alexander scored 9 unearned runs against Nelsonville York to improve their record to 11-3. Alexander led 7-0 by the end of the 4th inning. The Spartans now share a lead in the race for the TVC title with Meigs following their loss to Athens. The Cavaliers don't play until Wednesday, but there was still playoff action on the hardwood last night. The Mavericks knocked off the Thunder in Oklahoma City to even the series after Raymond Felton took over the game late. Durant brought the Thunder within 1 point, but OKC couldn't convert on its final possession. Another series is now even at 1 apiece is Toronto and Indiana after the Raptors got their first win at home. Jonas Valanciunas has had another impressive performance with 23 points and 15 boards. The Warriors also lead 2-0 after a win last night without Steph Curry. In baseball, the Reds opened their 7-game homestand with the Colorado Rockies last night, but probably not the way they would have liked. What was a 1-run game turned into a 5-1 win for the Rockies after a pair of home runs from Ben Paulson and rookie sensation Trevor Story. The 4th spot in the 8th inning was too much for the Reds to counter. Game 2 of that series starts in just a few minutes with Robert Stevenson on the bump for the Redlegs. Stevenson was recently called up to start in place of Alfredo Simon, who has bicep tendonitis. Back to postseason action as the San Jose Sharks and the Los Angeles Kings duked it out in a crucial Game 3. Joe Thornton scored 30 seconds into the game, but the Kings answered later in the period. That was all the scoring until Tanner Pearson broke the tie in overtime on a 2-on-1 following a Sharks turnover. San Jose still leads the series 2-1. Elsewhere, the Minnesota Wild also tallied their first postseason win, pocketing 5 goals to top the Stars 5-3. They trail 2-1 in their series as well, with Game 4 set for Wednesday. That does it for sports. Back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Carter. Now, NASA has released stunning footage of the aurora lights from the International Space Station. The aurora borealis, nicknamed Northern Lights, and now the southern lights occur when a subatomic particle becomes electrically charged. Now, I'm no science geek here, but listen to this. They then collide with neutral atoms above our atmosphere. So check out that amazing footage. Ananda, let's kick it over to you for a look at final weather.
Here in Athens, we're finishing off the day at 77 degrees, partly cloudy skies, no rain in the forecast overnight, but we will drop down to 50 degrees tonight for our low. And as we go through tomorrow, oh, sorry about that, my clicker wasn't working there. We'll heat up to 76 degrees though tomorrow, and no rain tomorrow, but as we move into Thursday and Friday, we will see a chance for some rain and even some thunderstorms late in the day on Thursday. Saturday will go back to being sunny, a little bit cooler, 72 degrees our high for Saturday. Heat right back up though on Sunday and Monday with a high of 78 and 80 for Monday. And then on Tuesday we'll see a cold front move back into the region, dropping temperatures closer to normal for a high of 73 degrees on Tuesday with a slight chance for rain. Over to you, Catherine.
Thanks, Ananda. Wow, I'm looking forward to the weekend. It looks like it's going to be beautiful out there. Thanks again. Can't deny, those summer temperatures are always awesome. But thanks for watching. I'm Catherine Blaine. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour. It's coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime you need at WOUB.org. And as always, have a great night.
university students really have a huge sense of pride in our campus and our school and in our education.
People don't come to Ohio just to go to college. They come here to become a Bobcat.
It's a really unique atmosphere.
Bobcat pride is having that natural camaraderie.
Bobcats are just happy to be Bobcats.
My favorite time of year at Ohio has to be homecoming.
When the alumni come back, you can see that the love of this university doesn't fade.
Once you're a Bobcat, you're always